Hello everyone and welcome to the Darlington Raceway, where we have the 5th race of our 2002 NR2003 season here with Ryan Newman and Sterling Marlin on the front row as they both look to get their first wins of the season. Elliott Sadler runs 3rd, Jeff Gordon 4th, Kevin Harvick starts in 5th as we get ready to get underway here in Darlington as we are now green and underway here at Darlington. We are underway and already contact behind the Sadler. Sterling Marlin on the wall. They're wrecking already. Elliott Sadler, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson involved. They're wrecking and not before we even get to turn 1. Big damage back here for Rick Mast. The 10 of Johnny Benson. Terry Labonte catches some damage as well. Unbelievable. What just happened? A wild start to this race for sure, as Jeff Gordon just turns Elliott Sadler right into Sterling Marlin. On the wall they go, and Gordon spins down, gets drilled by Bill Elliott, collects his teammate of Jimmy Johnson. Jeff Burton gets heavily damaged, but a huge opening lap wreck to start this race involving Elliott Sadler and Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, who has won our last 2 races. He may not be able to do that today after this incident here, without gets turned right into Sterling Marlin by Jeff Gordon. Down the track they go, collecting many others, including Johnson and Burton. Big hit though there for Johnny Benson and Rick Mast. Significant contact made. A lot of cars damaged after this initial crash here at Darlington. The whole pack still trying to get back in line. Meanwhile, back to the part of the pack that was not affected by that huge crash. It's about a few cars ahead of this. It's Ryan Newman pretty much by himself as Ryan Newman leads the field back to the caution flag here on lap 2. Now we move on to the restart here on lap 5. We are back underway. Newman leads the way, followed by Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth, and Jeremy Mayfield, your top 5 as we get back underway. This time, let's hope we don't have a wreck right off the bat. We've already made it further than we did on the first lap of racing. We didn't even barely made the start-finish line before we started wrecking big. Let's see what happens this time. Jeff Gordon racing on the inside of the 10 of Johnny Benson. He will make the pass, as will Sterling Marlin. The pack single file besides a little battle here between Tony Stewart and Ward Burton side by side. Ooh, the 4 Mike Skinner got in the fence. He's losing some spots back there to Bobby Labonte among others. We're going to get a quick replay of what happened to Skinner here. See, he just got up in the wall all the way through the corner, all the way here through 3 and 4. Skinner got in the wall and pretty much pulled a Hail Melon through the entire corner and just got in the fence, but it cost him a lot of time and damage to his car. No, he turns Robbie Gordon. When we get back to him, around goes Robbie Gordon in front of the pack into Jeff Green. Big contact. Tony Stewart's in it. Jimmy Johnson, hard cars. The whole field's piling him back here. Big hits. Sterling Marlin involved. Johnny Benson, Dale Jarrett, Stacy Compton, Mike Wallace, Casey Atwood, Bill Elliott, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, and Robbie Gordon are involved as well. Scott Wimmer catches some damage to the back end of it. Rick Mast, I believe, is also involved. A huge crash to start this race here at Darlington. You see the 3-1 Robbie Gordon tries to clear Mike Skinner, gets himself turned. He spins, comes back up the track into Jeff Green, hard into Ward Burton. Stewart gets clipped. Terry Labonte gets drilled by Spencer. Johnson gets hit hard. Jeff Burton, Harvick, Bill Elliott, nowhere to go, piles in. The whole field back here piles in, nowhere to go. And the big one strikes at Darlington on lap 8. I see the 97 of Kurt Busch has something going on back there too. We'll investigate that in a moment. But you see right here the 31 of Robbie Gordon got sent right here by Mike Skinner hard in the outside wall. He spins and it looks okay right here, but then what happens is he slides right back up the track. Bang! Damage to Jeff Green. Sends Ward Burton in the wall, who pops out into Stewart. And that sends Tony around craving his damage, and then there's a huge stack up back here. ARCA brakes piling in everywhere at the back of the field. Sterling Marlin nowhere to go. Jimmy Johnson and nowhere to go. All these guys just piling in. And so the big one strikes here at Darlington. What happened to Kurt Busch? Oh, Kurt Busch spun Mark Martin right before this happened as well. Down the backstretch as well, coming out of 2. Kurt Busch dumps his own teammate Mark Martin, sends him head on into the inside wall, sends Mark crashing. Luckily, he doesn't come back on the track. Then, of course, back up here, Robbie Gordon causes a huge one. Cars slamming into cars everywhere. And the heavy hits involved back here. Multiple ARCA braking incidents. But a huge crash erupting here at Darlington on lap 8 as Ryan Newman will lead this race, I believe. We're going to get another replay here with Tony Stewart. Need a quick screenshot. That's all we're doing here. One final replay of the incident. See Kurt Busch spinning Mark Martin in the back. Then Robbie Gordon gets hooked into the outside wall by Mike Skinner, comes back on the track and causes a multi-car incident at Darlington. Meanwhile, Ryan Newman is your leader. Now Matt Kenseth cycles out to the lead here on lap 12 as we get back underway, this time hoping to avoid incident. Matt Kenseth leads over the two DEI Chevrolets of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Michael Waltrip. Jerry Nadeau runs in 4th, and Bobby Labonte rounds out your top 5. But Matt Kenseth out to the early lead here at Darlington, trying to get his second win of the season. Trying to back up that win he had at Rockingham. Already the 90 machine of Rick Mast, slow off the pace, stacking up a bunch of cars after being involved in both crashes today. Got a whole bunch of cars flying right on by him here. All the contenders are going right on by. And still, of course, see all the damaged cars who are involved in all the wrecks back here. You know, Jarrett, Stewart, Benson, Ward Burton, Johnson, Terry Labonte, Kevin Harvick. All these guys are back here off the pace, but they're still hanging in there, still racing, doing the best they can. As Matt Kenseth leading the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 here at Darlington over Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Michael Waltrip. Jr. trying to make a move here into 3 and 4. Looks to the inside. Nothing there. Kenseth blocks that move. And back to the line. Matt Kenseth will lead here at Darlington 14 laps in. Now we're going to move on to lap 29. Another caution has come out. Benson and Mast are both a lap down, but Matt Kenseth continues to lead over Earnhardt Jr. And Labonte and Jr. already getting stacked up on the 90 Rick Mast. Inexplicably, he just goes low and gets himself blocked by the 90. The 10 Johnny Benson still stacking up cars back here 3-1-2. Look at how slow he is going. Oh my goodness. The back bus here must be just chomping at the bit to get by him here. He's going so incredibly slow as we work our way down the back. There's Mikey trying to get by. Nothing so far as we go here into 3 and 4. And oh, we got a huge crash of it. Jeff Gordon, John Andretti, Rick Mast almost up and over. Bobby Labonte, Elliott Sadler involved. Some cars back here piling, get some damage. What happened? Looks like the 18 Bobby Labonte comes out of nowhere and cleans out Rick Mast. And where is Dale Jr.? There's Jr. He's actually behind this. Something must have happened between Earnhardt and Labonte that could have caused this massive wreck. Schrader also collects significant damage. So now we're going to get a replay of what happened. Looks like Jr. and Bobby Labonte got into it down the backstretch here. It looks like Bobby Labonte and Dale Jr. are making contact. Jr. turns into Bobby Labonte and just sends him down the track. So Bobby Labonte just goes full send and cleans out Rick Mast hard on the wall. They go clip Schrader and Jeff Gordon and John Andretti. Boom, Elliott Sadler gets a piece, gets turned hard. Big damage for Rick Mast. Todd Bodine and Kenny Wallace also got a piece of that. Kevin Harvick, oh, he slams Schrader afterwards. More damage to that 29. It's been a rough season for him so far. But my goodness. What a way to start this race. Multiple huge crashes. And I mean, we're barely 20 laps in. And it's all kicking off. And we're going to get the full story down the lectures. What happens? Bobby Labonte actually gets into Junior, though, but then Junior gets into him. Then they keep going into each other, and Junior just says, see ya. And they both crash here right up into the front of the whole field. Bang! That's a hard hit for Rick Mast. So big one happens once again. Jerry Nadeau drilled Rick Mast pretty hard. Lucky he almost slipped over. Meanwhile, back at the front, Matt Kenseth leads this race. And now we get back underway here on lap 34. Matt Kenseth leads us back to green over the lap cars of Johnny Benson, Rick Mast, and Dale Jr. is already making significant contact with Rick Mast here, and he is an aggressive, almost turns himself, but makes the pass. What a move by Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting physical to make the 3-wide pass. You're already under caution. There's already been a huge Harvick, Jimmy Spencer, Nadeau, Kurt Busch, and Mark Martin have all crashed. Unbelievable. What is happening here at Darlington? This has been the craziest race of the year, maybe besides the Daytona 500 so far. Unbelievable. Chaos erupting at every turn. You never know when it's going to happen, but it seems to always be on the restarts. Crashes. See what here is Scott Wimmer dumps Jimmy Spencer, sends him spinning up the track, and nowhere for these guys to go back here. They avoid him until Harvick T-bones Jimmy Spencer, a hard lick, sends it down to Kurt Busch and Mark Martin, and Spencer goes up into Nadeau in a hard crash, takes out 2 Roush Racing cars, a Ganassi Dodge, a Hendrick Chevy, and a Childress Chevy, and Harvick. That series all started when Scott Wimmer turns Jimmy Spencer to turn 1 and 2, causing this huge crash here that takes out Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Mark Martin, and Jerry Nadeau at the Darlington Raceway. We're gonna look at it here. Nothing Jimmy Spencer could have done. But that was a hard hit from Kevin Harvick. And the 97 of Kurt Busch. Jimmy Spencer got lit up in this crash. So a lot of cars destroyed here at Darlington. And hopefully the rest of the field makes it back to the line clean. They're 2 wide and nearly 3 wide in scenarios here to 3 and 4. That's really the danger zone. But back at the front of the pack, it is Matt Kenseth leading Dale Earnhardt Jr. with Michael Waltrip in 3rd. And now we move on to the end of stage where Michael Waltrip wins stage 1 at Darlington, followed by Rusty Wallace, Jeremy Mayfield, Buckshot Jones, Ricky Rudd, Kyle Petty, Terry Labonte, Mike Skinner, Sterling Marlin, your top 10 here at Darlington as it ends on a caution. Now we get back underway here on lap 78, lap 79. Now Rusty Wallace trying to take the lead from the 15 of Michael Waltrip, as I believe Earnhardt and Kenseth may have dropped out of the race after an incident that I was not able to catch, but they're both gone. You don't see them anywhere. So Rusty Wallace takes the lead from Michael Waltrip down the back straightaway here at Darlington with help from Jeremy Mayfield, who powers into 2nd. As they make their way forwards, having a bounce-back season for Mayfield after a rough 2001 season. Rusty Wallace trying to continue where he left off last season, having a strong start. Rusty Wallace leading in Darlington. Now we move on to Kyle Petty, who has taken the lead here on lap 154, and the number 45, driving, of course, for his late son, Adam Petty, in that 45 car, leading this race as we watch the lap car of Rick Mast in the 90 machine back here. See if we're going to have any instance developing. Jeff Green just rode the wall through the corner, but he is okay. He falls in behind the line. You see Michael Waltrip, Jeremy Mayfield, they have a lot of traffic to work through to get back up to the front of the field, but right now it is Kyle Petty leading Sterling Marlin, Ricky Rudd, and Rusty Wallace, as Kyle Petty looks to run away with stage 2 here. But how about this? A huge performance. If Kyle Petty was to win, oh, what a moment it would be for him to win, and the number that his son would have made famous, this number 45. Kyle Petty leads the way in stage 2 at Darlington. And then on the last lap of stage 2, Rusty Wallace has gone ahead of Kyle Petty. You got the 4 leaders stacked up behind the lap car of Rick Mast. Rusty Wallace leading, Kyle Petty 2nd, Ricky Rudd 3rd, and back and forth is Jeff Green's number 30. As they all try to find a way, Michael Waltrip's charging back there in 5th as they all try to find a way by the 90 of Rick Mast here into 3 and 4. Rusty tries to go low. Everyone's still stuck behind. Nothing they can do as we wait for everyone to get to the line in front of Rusty to toss the caution command, which we will do right here as they get to the start-finish line. Rusty Wallace wins stage 2 over Kyle Petty, Ricky Rudd, Jeff Green, Michael Waltrip, the top 5, then Jeremy Mayfield. Sterling Marlin will come home in 7th. Ryan Newman 8th. Who's a ways back. There he is in 8th. Ward Burton 9th. And Dale Jarrett rounds out your top 10 in the stage as Rusty Wallace wins stage 2 in Darlington. Now we move on to 2 laps to go. Ricky Rudd has now taken the lead at Darlington. He has gotten around both Kyle Petty and Rusty Wallace, who were the 2 strongest cars the entirety of this final stage. Ricky Rudd now leads. White flag in the air. Final laps on Curtis Bank at Darlington for Ricky Rudd, about to lock his spot into the Winston Cup Series playoffs, joining Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, and Michael Waltrip, as he looks to become the second forward, of course, with Kenseth to be locked in and get back into championship contention like he did last season. He had a strong season, ended up top 5 in the points, won a bunch of races, but can he get it to the championship for this season? As Ricky Rudd through the final corner for the final time here at Darlington, he's going to do it. One of only 4 cars on the lead lap, may I remind you. Ricky Rudd wins at Darlington. He's into the playoffs. Your runner-up is going to be Sterling Marlin, Kyle Petty 3rd, Rusty Wallace 4th. 5th place is going to be the 5 of Terry Labonte. Then Ward Burton will end up in 6th. It looks like Dale Jarrett will end up 7th. Dave Blaney in 8th. Todd Bodine 9th. And Tony Stewart rounds out your top 10. You see the race results on the side of your screen with the long list of DNS from all the huge wrecks. I mean, only like 13 cars finished this race. And we will take a peek at the updated playoff grid in a few moments. Now look at the updated playoff grid. Of course, Ricky Rudd slots in 4th. Right now the bottom seed with 1 win. Rusty Wallace, Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch, Dale Jarrett, Robbie Gordon, and Sterling Marlin. Jeff Green remain pretty comfortable on points. Jeff Gordon starting to fall in a little bit of danger in the point situation. Ward Burton and Terry Labonte both jump above the cut line. Schrader falls and Newman jumps up. Skinner now out of the playoffs by 1. Sadler out by 8. Mayfield by 12 points out. Bobby Hamilton up to 14 out. And Junior falls to 14 points out in 21st. So until the next episode, we'll have racing from Bristol. I hope you all have a good one.